Alright, I'm going to try something here, failing which I still have the audio from the camera itself. I'm trying to record audio from a different source and sync it up to the video. Anyway, I have this ES335 and the headstock's a little bit banged up. Now, it didn't look as bad as it does now. Okay, so yeah, it didn't look as bad as it does now before, but the owner tried to put a little bit of clear nail polish in there, and then he tried to sand it a bit, and it just made it worse. So, I'm just gonna get the strings off and show you how I'm gonna deal with this. Alright, so I gotta get everything off this headstock because we were able to source some Nitro lacquer locally in Canada. So we ordered a few cans of it, a few spray bombs of it. And my hope is that I can just sort of level out the headstock where it's at now to a point where I can spray a few coats of a few new coats of Nitro and basically erase that. Now I personally would have left it because there's a few other little nicks and bumps around the guitar body because of its age. You can see the tuners are got a nice patina on them and everything. So yeah, I would have totally just left this, but I can understand the compulsion. While I have now come to a place where at a point I would have tried to repair that in a similar way and sort of probably similarly messed it up a few years ago. I've done enough of this stuff to know that's just not a good idea. So I wouldn't do that again. And the only real way to make this look right again is just to redo it. Like, we can touch it up and fill it up with a little bit of lacquer, but it's going to look touched up. So the only real way to do this so that it doesn't look touched up is to redo it. Also, I have in the past, I've used all kinds of finishes on guitars, but in this case, because it's not a major overhaul of this guitar, we went to a lot of trouble to try and find a source for this lacquer. The one place that we found that actually sells the stuff will only sell to you if you're a business. So we had to try and figure out what other kind of business we could get it through. Needless to say, that was a bit of a pain. But we got our hands on a few cans of it. Alright, so I'm just gonna run a bit of tape here. So I've just got a sanding block and some 400 grit. And what I'm going to try to do is just take off a really thin layer of this top clear coat, enough to not have a lot of trouble burying that little hole. And 400 is going to get me there pretty quick. Alright, that should be easy enough to bury now. Just want to give myself a fighting chance of actually being able to bury that spot. And I think we'll be able to do that. Alright, that's the last couple coats of lacquer on it. It's looking pretty damn good. I'm actually still sick. Been sick for over a month. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm not using the mic on the camera right now because there's a problem with that. Anyway, so this is going to be a two-part video because I'm going to need to let this dry for quite a few days now. So I'm going to get the tape off it in the next 10 minutes here. And the bag off the body. God damn, that turned out great. This is the little truss rod cover that I did the white around the border, painted it with the same Nitro lacquer as the headstock there, which turned out great. This Nitro lacquer is amazing. Anyway, there's a few more things to do to this guitar, so I'm going to end this part of the video here, and we'll be back with part 2 shortly. So yeah, we're well on our way for not much money.